So as many of you know, our daughter Isabella has a couple of medical issues. Now, she's doing just fine, as you can tell. Say hi, say hello. But there's some serious medical concerns that we need to get figured out. As a quick reminder, Isabella was born with Faces syndrome, and we've been on a long medical journey trying to fully assess her condition.
So we decided to go back to the United States, and we scheduled a bunch of appointments at Boston Children's Hospital to kind of get to the bottom of Isabella's medical condition and get some answers once and for all.
But during our trip to the States, we had a couple of experiences that made us really start to question whether we want to keep living and traveling on a sailboat at all. Okay, buddy, we made it to Florida.
Made it. It feels very stiff.
Yeah. Our first stop was to Florida to spend a week visiting our folks.
Good to see you. We made it.
She's like, it's the lady from the phone.
It's Grandma. I've been waiting and waiting to see you. Oh, yes.
So what do you think of Grandma and Grandpa's house, baby?
She's like, it's like paradise. I have cups and rattles and grass and so much attention.
How do you feel to be back in Florida?
Oh, it's so pretty. My eyes are just feasting on how vibrant the colors are.
This isn't the house that I grew up in, but they've done such an amazing job with the property. Like, it was kind of a mess when they first bought it, and they've just turned it into such a beautiful backyard. It's got all that like super green, super lush, super wet vibe. I really love it. We're super lucky that Desiree's mom lives like 25 minutes away from my folks, and so we were able to spend quite a bit of time with her as well. All right, so we are a little bit jet lagged. It's like 6:20 in the morning and we've been out walking for an hour. So we've been out for a while.
Yeah, Issa woke up at like 5 and was just like, I'm awake now.
Yeah, it's a beautiful morning. We're here on Siesta Key Beach, which is not far away from CEO's house, and it's just such a beautiful place at this time of day. You live in a very beautiful place, CEO.
Thank you. Well, I'm enjoying my granddaughter.
Yeah.
I can't, she's so beautiful. And she's so enthralled with looking at the sky, there's stars and everything. So she's like very observant.
Now that we have Isabella, spending time with our family is fun on a whole nother level. She has this ability to enter a situation and create a flood of happiness that hits everyone around her like a wave. To have this happen around our family is more enjoyable than I ever imagined. Okay, so it is early. It's 6 in the morning, and it's time for me to start packing and get ready to fly to Boston, where we've got a couple of medical appointments that we've scheduled for a long time. So, the United States adventure continues. Okay, Isabella.
FaceTime me.
Say
You're
goodbye
gonna
to Grandma.
FaceTime Grandma.
Okay, love you.
I love you. I'll cry.
Everybody ready back here?
Ready? Baby's not used to her long sleeves. She's like, what is this?
All right, love you, big guy. Okay, see ya. Okay, well, we have not so good news. We literally woke up, started going to Boston Children's Hospital, and then got an email saying that our appointment with the ophthalmologist had to be canceled because the doctor had to go into surgery. They're not able to reschedule. Sorry, goodbye. I spoke with the coordinator and told him, like, we're only here for 24 hours. Can you please try to make something happen? He said he would try, but I mean, he did already tell us that they weren't able to reschedule. So I don't know what he's gonna do. Now Desiree wants me to call him and like threaten him. So we still do have a dermatology appointment. So long story short, our trip to Boston Children's Hospital was a huge success, and it was really good news across the board, which we're thrilled about. The dermatologist was saying that they're really happy with how everything's looking. They feel like things should keep getting better with the hemangioma. We did end up getting to see an ophthalmologist, and they said that there's a really good chance that everything's fine and that we just need to check back in a couple years. The most important thing was her missing internal carotid artery. We were able to see a pediatric cerebrovascular surgeon. He took a look at all of our MRI images and said that he thinks that there's a 95% chance that Isabella won't have any issues with that condition throughout her life. He does want to keep in touch. We're gonna do MRIs at a periodic basis, and he's gonna check on everything to make sure he's happy, you know, over the years. But long story short, everything looks very, very good, and we're just so relieved.
But our trip wasn't quite over yet. We still had a bunch of family we wanted to visit, and it was during that time that we really started to question if this sailing lifestyle is really what we want right now.
Our next destination was Wyoming for the wedding of Desiree's sister Giovanna and her fiance Fletcher, both of whom recently came to Greece to visit us on board Atticus. They decided on a very small wedding with only immediate family in Grand Teton National Park, just outside of Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Welcome to J-Hole. And as if to really kickstart our trip to the United States, we've got a Suburban.
With the car, you need the black hat.
That's true. Tommy and I are talking about getting cowboy hats for this occasion.
Especially because the bride explicitly forbade it.
Yeah. Giovanna told us we can't have cowboy hats, which...
Not in J-Hole, not in my town.
Yeah. What do you think, Tommy?
It's crazy. 5 minutes in.
I bet people who live here are like, it's a moose, get over it.
This is amazing though. We literally just left the airport and it's like, oh, that's a moose.
What do you do if you see a bear? It comes charging your car. What do you do? Oh, there's a human.
He says right up here, bud.
He's a climber?
He's right here in the trees.
Oh, he's so cute. All right.
Dude, that was sick. Yeah, we got a moose and a black bear. And a freaking black bear in a tree. Tommy, check this place out.
Well, welcome to our new home. We are selling Atticus 2, and we are gonna squat in this house until we're kicked out.
Yeah, dude, look at the bison head.
Right? Basically, everywhere you look, it's this rustic art exhibit. Yeah, I guess that's what's cool about this house. It's not just a house, it's an experience, you know? Look at the freaking elk chandelier, you know? Oh, and this one, it's huge. And then all around us is the forest. They actually have a lot of bear sightings around here, so kind of actually got to be careful about that. But we've saved my favorite part of this house for last.
Oh my God. This is like a dream come true. It's like raining, it's cold. I'm just staring at the beautiful forest. It's very nice.
So nice.
Hey guys, Future Jordan here, back on the boat. I wanted to take a quick minute to tell you about today's sponsor, Beam. Beam makes this sleepy time hot chocolate that they call Dream, and we are freaking in love with it. Now, when we flew from Greece to Florida, that was a 7-hour time difference, and we had some serious jet lag. But Dream Powder from Beam totally saved our butts. It's full of ingredients that helped us fall asleep and stay asleep. In particular, I think the melatonin really helped for us to reset our internal clocks, which made it a lot easier for us to enjoy the time that we had with our family. Now, personally, my favorite flavor so far is this non-CBD version of chocolate peanut butter. It's super good. And the numbers don't lie. In a clinical study, 93% of participants reported that Dream helped them get a better night's sleep. So head on over to shopbeam.com/sailingprojectatticus or scan this QR to shop Beam's biggest sale and get up to 50% off. So don't miss out on this limited time offer. Okay, now back to our trip to the States. Next, Giovanna and Fletcher wanted to do a pretty difficult hike. It was a 7.5 mile hike with a 2,000 foot elevation gain up to Delta Lake. And this would be a difficult trail even without a baby. But since we had Isabella with us, we decided to rent this awesome baby carrier from a local outdoor shop.
Tommy, how's the baby carrier?
Oh, it's awesome. I really don't even feel her.
So Tommy, you're the minister and the photographer?
They think I'm taking a picture. I'm gonna do a selfie with them in the background.
Nice.
All right, we're good.
While the trail started off pretty easy, it wasn't long until things got fairly difficult. We found ourselves scrambling over boulders and negotiating really steep sections of trail while doing our best not to slip. But it was much harder for whoever was carrying Isabella. So we took turns carrying her, with everyone else helping whoever had the baby, which was actually a really cool way to turn this hike into a bit of a team exercise.
I need a water.
I honestly was not sure if we were going to make it to the top with Isa, and more than one passerby expressed their concern.
Close.
Not close. Not close. In fact, I'm like really worried for you right now.
So we felt an extreme sense of accomplishment when we finally did make it to the top.
We did it! Yay!
Wow, look at that. Holy moly. Okay, so I think Tommy and I are gonna go for a swim.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
How's it feel? Tommy's like, I'm getting out of here.
I couldn't make a word. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't control my lung movement at all. I feel like a wedding in Wyoming is not complete without at least considering buying a cowboy hat.
I've always been into cowboy hats, and it's been a lifelong dream of mine to someday buy an authentic Stetson. Since the mid-1800s, Stetson has been the premier cowboy hat brand and is arguably the most iconic American hat brand in history.
Okay, so I think I've decided on a hat, but it's a little tight, so they said they can stretch it. Thank you very much. Oh man, yeah, that fits really nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
So pretty.
Really pretty.
And I just love the change in temperature from what we're used to. It feels so cool right now. It's just like breathtaking. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh man, it's like a chilly day, but walking through the fog or the steam, it feels great. It's so warm. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this.
Yeah.
Like
No.
giant steam wave.
That is like glasses be damned.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Tommy, where are we at?
Old Faithful.
Ah, yes.
Any moment now.
It's really cool. At first it just like squirted a little bit and we we're like, was that it? But now it's like...
Normally I'd be bummed out that it started snowing while we were exploring, but there's something magical and otherworldly to feel the cold air and see the falling snow mix with the hot steam funneling out from the earth all around us. And the funny thing is that when I started hiking that day, my Stetson still felt a bit too tight, but after hiking in all that steam, I think the hat formed to the shape of my head, and now it fits perfect.
All right, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good. Not passing out yet.
Are you feeling ready to get married?
Yes.
I think the jitters are hitting him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
G, how you feeling?
A little nervous. Been ready, been waiting, but today, the day of the actual event, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
You look very nice, Ma.
Thank you.
Yeah. And my mom actually made Isabella's little bridal dress.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Good job,Cio. So how's the cowboy hat look, buddy?
Everyone is saying like, okay, we should have gotten a hat.
I called this months ago.
Yeah.
When Gio and Fletch first said they were coming out here. I was like, I'm buying a cowboy hat. It's happening.
brother, sister, and I have a really strong relationship. And in our family, Giovanna has always been considered the baby. When we were kids, Tommy and I both took on protective roles with her, but in particular, Tommy has always had a really special place in his heart for Giovanna. Ever since she was born, he's treated her with this intense adoration that's always struck me as really beautiful. So with the waters of the Snake River drifting by and the Teton standing tall in the distance, I watched Tommy begin to tear up as he transferred over his role as Giovanna's protector over to Fletcher, and I listened as our little sister, the baby, committed her life to a man whom I'm now glad to welcome into our tight-knit family.
Bye, Juanita. I love you. Bye. Bye.
She used to cry when she said goodbye to me. Now she's only crying when she says goodbye to the baby.
That was honestly my favorite wedding I've ever been to.
Nailed it.
Yeah, good job, guys. All right, guys.
Adios.
Until next time, bye con Dios. So over the last 10 years since we met each other, and even before that, we haven't gotten to see much of our friends and family at all. And that really comes down to the fact that we've lived and worked on boats that whole time. First of all, we both worked on yachts. Yachts don't give you a lot of free time. You don't get like vacations really. And then we bought Atticus 1. And so we had no money and we were fixing up this super old boat. We couldn't justify spending money to go home, and we couldn't justify having the boat in the boatyard just sitting there and like paying for it to sit there. So we were constantly forced to just like keep pushing forward with that project. Then we started trying to sail Atticus 1, and we were in the Caribbean and the boat kept breaking down and we kept trying to fix it. So again, not a lot of money and no time to visit family. And now, thanks to like our patrons and thanks to a lot of the advertisements that we've been doing, we actually do have the money to fly home from time to time, but we're all the way in Europe now. So it's a long way away. It's a lot more difficult. We've got her. So it's just a huge challenge. So long story short, the last 10 years, we have not seen our family very much. So we've been starting to think of the spectrum between adventure and family and how they're kind of like diametrically opposed. Like you can either live a life where you're around your family a lot, or you can live a life where it's very adventurous. You can do some combination of both, but you can't do both 100%.
Yeah, and I think when we first kicked off this adventure on Atticus 1, we were both so heavy on the adventure side of that spectrum. You know, that's all we wanted at that point in our lives.
We were willing to sacrifice being around family.
Yeah.
But now with Isabella, I feel like we just aren't in that same mind space. Like completely sacrificing our family life is not worth the adventure at this point.
Yeah,
you know?
and I didn't realize it until we went back to the States and I just saw her interacting with my mom, your parents, my brother. Just watching her get so much joy out of it and watching them just reciprocate this like happiness, that I realized like everything we're missing out on, everything that she's missing out on.
Yeah.
So we're having all these incredible experiences and we're growing as a family. But now it's making me realize just how much we're sacrificing to have those experiences. And it's making me wonder if it's even worth it.
Our next stop was to Santa Cruz, California, the town that I grew up in, to visit my brother and his family. My brother is 19 years older than I am, and I idolized him when I was young. When I was 10 years old, my brother and his wife Kathy had their first of 4 boys, so my teenage years were filled with memories of playing and hanging out with my 4 little sidekicks.
What you doing?
I don't think I'm gonna fit with the baby.
Can you actually get in there?
Yeah, you could.
I bet you could get in with the baby.
All right, baby, we're going for
Yeah.
it. Let me know if I'm gonna hit the baby.
That was last one in.
What? This is nuts.
What do you think, baby? You wanna live in this tree? You see that, bud? It's like 20 feet tall.
What? Keeps going.
Now, I was really close to the boys when I was growing up, but over the past 10 years, I've literally seen them only a handful of times. And in that time, they've grown up into young men. And it makes me really sad to think that I wasn't there for any of that.
All right, Sam. So, first person to catch a fish wins. Your baby. Wins the baby. Isabella, are you ready?
You better get fishing.
Not getting to see my brother and nephews was a choice that I made. I decided to try to see the world rather than be there as they grew up. And although I'm grateful for how things turned out, looking back, that seems like a really high price to pay. One thing I know for sure is that now, where I am in my life, I can safely say that simply being around the boys is more thrilling than sailing into the most beautiful anchorage.
Give me a kiss.
Kiss the fish.
Give me a
She
kiss.
is.
Kiss, kiss.
Next, we were off to Santa Rosa, California to visit my grandfather, who, like my nephews, I've only seen a couple times in the last 10 years.
All right, so we got the grandpa and me with our Stetson hats on. How long have you had that?
10 years. We wore it 3 times.
Yeah, definitely the first time that I was aware of Stetsons and cowboy hats in general was coming to your house and finding all of your hats all over the place. And ever since then, I thought they were the coolest things.
When I was growing up, I remember that my grandparents' house was full of souvenirs from all around the world. My grandparents were really big into traveling, and back in the 70s, my dad and uncle and grandpa would go backpacking all over the Sierras, back before quality outdoor gear even existed. They had external frame backpacks, fedoras, and overalls. And growing up seeing all of these amazing pictures and souvenirs and hearing their incredible stories is why I've always dreamt of traveling and living out in nature even as a really young kid. And as I now look at these testaments to my grandparents' travels, I realize that they spent their whole lives near their family and still wanted something more. They found meaning in traveling the world and considered those experiences some of the most important in their lives. And it really helped shed a lot of light on this question I'd been having of whether or not it was worth it to continue to sail the world.
So I guess what we really learned from our trip to the States is that pendulum of adventure versus family has just been way, way, way too far to one side for us. But I think that it's not a good idea for us to just stop sailing and stop traveling altogether, because I think there is a lot of meaning to be had there. I think it adds a lot of value to our life. And I think it might be possible for us to bring that pendulum over towards the center a little bit without completely scrapping the whole sailing around the world thing. And so I think our goal going forward is going to be to just make whatever sacrifices we need to on this end of things, whether it be getting fewer boat projects done in the winter, whether it be getting to do a little bit less cruising in the summer, spending the money that it might not feel like we have, making those sorts of sacrifices on the adventure side so that we can spend more time with our families. In one way it's sad because we've missed a lot. We've missed a lot of weddings, we've missed graduations, we've missed babies being born. We've missed so much, but I feel like it's better late than never.
Yeah, I think Isa was a good reminder of what's important.
Right? Are you important? Or is that lens cap important?
That butt's important.
Is that butt important?
Butt. Give me that butt.
Get that butt.
Isabella, are we in Greece? Yeah?
Hi, cutie pie. Are we at the Parthenon? Yeah. Hi, baby.
Okay, so Oso is here. I'm gonna go down and pick him up. Hello. I'm here for Oso. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey. What What's up, my man? Oh my goodness. Oh, I missed you.
Who is it?
Oh my gosh, it's Isabella. Good boy.
All together again.
Good boy. Did you sleep good, baby?
She slept a lot.
We made it, buddy.
We made it.
That was a lot of traveling.
That was.
I'm exhausted.
But yeah, the boat looks good from here. Still floating.
Yeah, it's good. It's always a good sign.